Hello students, today we will discuss about the block diagram of computer. Block diagram of computer. Actually in this topic we will discuss about the how computer works. Basically the main aim of the computer is to convert data into information. Means आपके पास क्या है, एक raw data है और आपको उसे information में convert करना है. तो various steps that we are following is the how to convert data into information. आपके system का कोई भी size है, आपके कोस्ट है या फिर स्टोरेज क्या है, द बेसिक ऑपरेशन इज हाउ टू परफॉर्म द कन्वर्ट द डेटा इनटू इंफॉर्मेशन. एक्चुअली द बेसिक आवर मोटिव इज टू कन्वर्ट द डेटा इनटू इंफॉर्मेशन. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, व्हाट इज डेटा? Data is the raw facts. Raw facts means we are providing the raw material that is not in organized manner, but we have to convert it into organized manner, that is called the information. The basic main aim of computer is to convert data into information. So where steps that we used for converting data into information is, first is inputting. Inputting means input the data from input devices. Second is storing. Third is processing. Fourth is outputting. And fifth is controlling. Our system, whatever is the system, whatever is the size of the system, cost of the system, totally follow these 5 steps for processing data into information. The first step is inputting, second storing, processing, outputting and controlling. Now we will discuss about the block diagram of computer. The block diagram of computer basically contains the diagram. This is your input unit. This is input. Now this is your memory. Memory is of two types, primary and secondary. And this is your control unit. We have ALU and CU. CU is control unit and the combination of ALU is called CPU and CPU. This is your output. So in this chapter we will discuss about how data is entered, how data is stored, then after processing how data is output. So first of all we input the data from input devices. What are the input devices? Input devices are the devices from where we get the data from the user. And these devices can be input devices like mouse, keyboard, scanner, etc. So first of all we all enter the data from input device and then store this data into storage unit. Storage unit is of two types. Actually our memory, where we store all the data, it is of two types, primary memory and secondary memory. So primary, what is primary memory? Actually primary memory is called main memory. Main memory क्या होती है? Main memory is the primary memory where actual processing of data takes place. Our data while processing is stored in the primary memory. What is primary memory? Actually the properties of primary memory are, it is volatile in nature and it has high cost, and we use primary memory like RAM. In our system, in mobile phones we use RAM. The functioning of RAM is very fast. The speed of RAM is very fast and its cost is very high. So the data stored in either primary memory and secondary memory. After saving the data comes into the secondary memory for storing the data permanently in the storage devices. And various storage devices are like hard disk. What are the storage devices? Secondary storage, hard disk, pen drive, CD, etc. So when we enter the data from the input devices, the data comes in the RAM or in the primary memory. After processing, when we save the data, permanently the data stored in the secondary memory, and while processing the data is transferred between primary and secondary memory. So there is a transfer of data between primary and secondary memory while processing the data. Next term is ALU and CU. Actually, the combination of ALU and CU is called the CPU. CPU means Central Processing Unit, and ALU is Arithmetic Logical Unit, and CU is Control Unit. What is the functioning of ALU and CU? Actually, the arithmetical logic unit, the main aim of the arithmetical logic unit is we do all the arithmetic calculations. All calculations are done in arithmetic logical unit, and the functioning of control unit is to control the full structure of computer system. Like in our body we have nervous system. What is the function of nervous system? It controls all the functionality of our body. Means every part of body is connected to the nervous system of our body. If nervous system get damaged, our body part doesn't work. So it is the functioning of control unit. It controls all the features, all the parts of the computer, whether it is input or it is output or it is memory. It controls all the features of computer. Then ALU, what is the function of ALU? ALU does all the processing, means all the calculation work, saving the data, storing the data, where to save the data, where to store the data, all functioning done from the arithmetic logic unit. Actually, in arithmetic logic unit, we all do the calculations work, like arithmetic calculations, logical calculations, all the calculation work. Then we have, after processing the data, we have outputting. Outputting means we are displaying the data. Means first we enter the data from input device, then we save the data or store the data. Data is transferred between primary and secondary memory. Then the data is transferred to CPU for processing, and after processing we have to display the data. So how to display the data? Using output devices. Using output devices, we display the data. So what are the output devices? These are the devices through which we display our data, and different types of output devices are monitor and your like monitor, printer. These are the devices for displaying the output of the data. So main aim of block diagram of computer is how computer works. Means आपके कंप्यूटर का साइज क्या है, कोस्ट क्या है, वेदर इट इज सुपर कंप्यूटर, मेन कंप्यूटर, पीसी, द बेसिक फंक्शनिंग ऑफ द कंप्यूटर इज सेम. और उसमें स्टेप्स क्या आते हैं आपके? इनपुट, स्टोरिंग, कंट्रोलिंग, प्रोसेसिंग एंड देन आउटपुट. And the main aim of the last, that is controlling, that is controlled by the control unit, is to control the overall functioning of the computer system. So let me revise again. First we enter the data. Actually what we have called the basic step that I discussed in lecture. First is inputting, then second is storing, third is processing, fourth is outputting, and fifth is controlling. So first step that we takes is inputting. Inputting done by input devices. Input devices are the keyboard, mouse, etc. After inputting the data is transferred into memory for storing. This is the second step for storing the data. Data is stored between memory, and memory is of two types: primary memory and secondary memory. Primary memory for temporary storage of data, secondary memory for permanent storage of data. The difference between primary memory and secondary memory is that it is volatile. Volatile means when the power is switched off of the computer, the data is completely lost. And in secondary device, the data is permanently saved, so it is called non-volatile memory. After that, the data is transferred between CPU and the memory, and the main processing is done in CPU. Either it is ALU or CU. ALU done all the arithmetic logic unit. After processing the data is transferred to the output device. Various output devices we used are monitor, printer, etc. And the main aim of the output is to display the main information that we have to display on the output devices. So in input we enter the data, and after storing and processing we get the information. Which is the main aim of the computer? What is the main aim? We have to convert data into information. And last one is controlling, means we are controlling all the functioning of the computer. Means each device at each step is controlled by the control unit of the computer. So in inputting, it is controlling the input device. In memory, it is controlling the primary memory and secondary memory. In CPU, it is controlling ALU, and in output device, it is controlling the output device. So this is the basic functioning of the computer, and this is the block diagram of the computer. So our next topic is programming languages. Programming languages. Before reading the programming language, we first read the what is language. What is a language? A language is a mode that is used to interact with other people. Means आप एक लैंग्वेज के थ्रू किसी दूसरे पीपल से आप बात कर सकते हैं, अपने व्यूज को शेयर कर सकते हैं. Since we know we have to deal the computer. Actually, computer is a dumb machine. The user interact with that machine and computer works. So we require a particular language to interact with the computer. First of all, when the computer is invented, there is no language. Means the computer works on machine language. That is called machine language. And we also called it low level language. In machine language, what we did, the computer knows only the language of binary. That means 0 and 1. Binary, that is 0 and 1. All the coding, all the work that is done in form of binary language, that is 0 and 1. सो व्हेन जब यूजर को मशीन से इंटरेक्ट करना है, दैट मीन्स उसको उसकी लैंग्वेज समझनी पड़ेगी. देखिए, आप दूसरे लोगों से इंटरेक्ट करते हैं, जब तक आपकी लैंग्वेज सेम नहीं होगी आप उनसे इंटरेक्ट नहीं कर सकते. अगर आपकी लैंग्वेज डिफरेंट है तो आप एक दूसरे से इंटरेक्ट नहीं करेंगे. तो मशीन से मीन्स कंप्यूटर से इंटरेक्ट करने के लिए यूजर को उसकी भाषा को, उसकी लैंग्वेज को समझना पड़ा. दैट इज कॉल्ड लो लेवल लैंग्वेज. सपोज मुझे कंप्यूटर को कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन देनी है तो मुझे कंप्यूटर को 0-1 की फॉर्म में देनी पड़ेगी. अब मान लीजिए मुझे 0-1 की फॉर्म की लैंग्वेज, बाइनरी लैंग्वेज, दैट मीन्स लो लेवल लैंग्वेज आती है, लेकिन अदर पर्सन को वो लैंग्वेज नहीं आती. दैट मीन्स वो अपने सिस्टम से इंटरेक्ट नहीं कर सकता. तो द मेन ड्रॉबैक ऑफ कंप्यूटर ऑफ मशीन लैंग्वेज इज इट इज मशीन डिपेंडेंट. मशीन डिपेंडेंट मीन्स एक प्रोग्राम है वो आपके सिस्टम पे रन कर रहा है, लेकिन जब सेम प्रोग्राम को आप दूसरे सिस्टम पे रन करने जाते हो तो वो प्रोग्राम रन नहीं करता, आपके एरर के चांसेस बहुत ज़्यादा मैक्सिमम रहते हैं। तो दिस इज द बिगेस्ट डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ लो लेवल लैंग्वेज, that is machine dependent. And second disadvantage is the user have to know the binary language. User should know the low level language, to interact with computer, which is very difficult to learn. Means सपोज कीजिए मैंने बाइनरी लैंग्वेज में कोड एंटर किया है दिस वन, तो ये जो कोड है ये हर कोई नहीं समझ सकता, सिर्फ मैंने बाइनरी लैंग्वेज को पढ़ा है, सीखा है, तो मैं इस कोड को समझ सकती हूँ। तो दिस इज द ड्रॉबैक ऑफ बाइनरी लैंग्वेज और लो लेवल लैंग्वेज, कि यूजर को लो लेवल लैंग्वेज को पहले पढ़ना सीखना पड़ेगा, आफ्टर दैट वो उससे कंप्यूटर से इंटरेक्ट कर सकता है, विच इज ए वेरी डिफिकल्ट टास्क। सो बाइनरी लैंग्वेज के बाद क्या हुआ कि जब आपने मशीन लैंग्वेज पे काम किया तो मशीन लैंग्वेज में क्या आया कि आपको जितना भी सिस्टम की वर्किंग है सबके बारे में देखना पड़ता था। मींस आपने कोई डेटा एंटर किया है, डेटा को एंटर कैसे करेंगे, आफ्टर दैट वो मेमोरी में कहाँ सेव हुआ है, मेमोरी में सेव होने के बाद प्रोसेसिंग कैसे हो रही है, और वो आउटपुट को उसको हमें आउटपुट डिवाइसेस पे आउटपुट कैसे करना है। तो इट्स अ वेरी ट्रिकी टास्क। आफ्टर दैट द नेक्स्ट लैंग्वेज कम्स, दैट इज कॉल्ड द असेंबली लैंग्वेज। Assembly language comes in 1952. In 1952 assembly language comes. The difference between low level language and assembly language is that in low level language it is a language of 0 and 1s, that means binary forms, but in assembly language it is used the term mnemonics. Mnemonics are the words, means we are using some words of English language and the memory locations, जो memory locations का हम ध्यान रखते थे मशीन लैंग्वेज में, उन memory locations को हमने एक नाम दे दिया है, like I have given store the data at location 1001, 1002 and 1003. Now I have given the name A, B, C. Actually the assembly language is the combination of both machine language and the high level language, means the user language. It is made up of mnemonics and instructions. We use the mnemonics and instruction. बट एक इसमें ड्रॉबैक आई, एक्चुअली हमारा जो सिस्टम है वो हमेशा से ही लो लैंग्वेज को समझता है, तो हाउ टू कन्वर्ट असेंबली लैंग्वेज इनटू लो लेवल लैंग्वेज सो दैट सिस्टम अंडरस्टैंड द असेंबली लैंग्वेज। सो वी यूज ए सॉफ्टवेयर दैट इज कॉल्ड द असेंबलर। सो व्हाट इज द फंक्शनिंग ऑफ असेंबलर? टू कन्वर्ट असेंबली लैंग्वेज into low level language. Actually assembler is a system software that is used to convert assembly language into low level language so that computer, हमारा computer system उस language को समझ सके। Actually assembly language आ तो गई, लेकिन there are various drawbacks of the assembly language. The various drawbacks are, first is machine dependent. इट इज ऑल्सो मशीन डिपेंडेंट, मीन्स आपकी जो लैंग्वेज है, आपने एक प्रोग्राम असेंबली लैंग्वेज में बनाया है, आफ्टर दैट आप उस प्रोग्राम को किसी दूसरे सिस्टम पे रन कर रहे हो तो वो उसमें एरर के चांसेस काफ़ी ज़्यादा देता था। और इट यूजेस असेंबलर, इसको असेंबलर को यूज करना पड़ता था एज लैंग्वेज कन्वर्टर and it is also टिपिकल लैंग्वेज मीन्स यूजर, मेनली जो यूजर है वो उसको इजिली अंडरस्टैंड नहीं कर पा रहा था। तो इसके बाद जो हमारी लैंग्वेज आई दैट इज कॉल्ड हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज। हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज मीन्स लैंग्वेज दैट इज यूज्ड like English level language. Third one is high level language. In today's era we are using high level language. All the languages that currently we are using all are the high level language. So what is high level language? In high level language we use English like words. English like words. Since English is the universal language, most of the people in this world uses the English language. So we have to design, हमें ऐसी लैंग्वेज को डिजाइन करना था जो ह्यूमन बीइंग भी आसानी से समझ सके और हमारा कंप्यूटर भी समझ सके। तो हमने ऐसी लैंग्वेज को डिजाइन किया दैट इज कॉल्ड हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज। अब हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज यूजर को आ रही है लेकिन कंप्यूटर सिस्टम हमारे हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज को अंडरस्टैंड नहीं करता, तो हमें उसके लिए भी एक लैंग्वेज ट्रांसलेटर का यूज करना पड़ा दैट इज कॉल्ड कंपाइलर एंड इंटरप्रेटर। These both are the system software. System software means the functioning of this software is to convert the high level language into the machine level language. आप हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज में कोई भी प्रोग्राम एंटर कीजिए, मशीन लैंग्वेज उसको तब तक अंडरस्टैंड नहीं करेगी जब आप उसको कंपाइलर से कंपाइल नहीं करेंगे और इंटरप्रेटर से इंटरप्रेट नहीं करेंगे। बट the difference between compiler and interpreter is its functioning, means working same है, दोनों का काम एक ही है। कंपाइलर भी हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज को कन्वर्ट करता है बाइनरी लैंग्वेज में और आपका इंटरप्रेटर भी आपको कन्वर्ट करता है हाई लेवल लैंग्वेज इनटू बाइनरी लैंग्वेज, लेकिन दोनों की वर्किंग डिफरेंट है। डिफरेंट कैसे है कि कंपाइलर में हम एक साथ अपने पूरे प्रोग्राम को रन करते हैं और इंटरप्रेटर में हम करते हैं लाइन बाय लाइन। In interpreter we interpret line by line and in compiler we compile the whole program. So आगे बढ़ने से पहले हम सबसे पहले ये जानेंगे व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन कंपाइलर एंड इंटरप्रेटर। एक्चुअली हर एक लैंग्वेज का अपना एक बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर है। अब उस स्ट्रक्चर के अकॉर्डिंग आपको इंटरप्रेटर यूज करना है या कंपाइलर यूज करना है, ये टोटली डिपेंड करता है लैंग्वेज डेवलपर पे। तो हमारी कुछ लैंग्वेजेस हैं जो कंपाइल होती हैं, कुछ लैंग्वेजेस हैं जो हमारी इंटरप्रेट होती है, लाइक C++ यूज कंपाइलर एंड जावा एंड पाइथन यूज इंटरप्रेटर। अब देखिए हम डिस्कस करते हैं व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन कंपाइलर एंड इंटरप्रेटर। So what is the difference between compiler and interpreter? First point is compiler compiles the whole program at a time. The whole program at a time. And what is interpreter? In interpreter we interpret line by line. Second point is compiler is fast. Compiler is fast. Why it is fast? Fast because it compiles all the programs in one go. Means हमने पूरा प्रोग्राम लिख दिया है और in one go all the program is compiled and our interpreter is slow. क्यों स्लो है? आपने सिंगल लाइन को एंटर किया, आफ्टर एंटरिंग द लाइन if there is any error in the program then this interpreter gives us the error message, otherwise it interprets, so it take long time to interpret a program. Third point is in compiler its efficiency is high. Its efficiency is high. and its efficiency is low. So this is the basic difference between compiler and interpreter. So before closing, let's revise all the, we have the programming language, we have the three types of programming language: machine language, that is called the low level language, it is also called the binary language, but it is a combination of 0 and 1. The basic drawback of this language is we cannot understand the language. It's very difficult to understand the language and program the language. Next, it is assembly language, which comes in 1952. In assembly language, we use the mnemonics and instructions to design a program, and we use assembler to convert assembly language into binary language. And third one is high level language, which we are currently using. In high level language, all the languages current era, all are the high level language. It's a combination of English like words that is easily understood by the user, and we use compiler and an interpreter to translate from high level language to binary level language. And what is the basic difference between compiler and interpreter? Compiler compile the whole program at a time, and an interpreter interpret the line by line. So it is a slow and it is a fast. So this is the basic. We have discussed the basic structure of a computer and what are the different languages that we used in our program and for interacting with the computer.